Welcome back, Nick Lenz's movie review, episode number 92. This will be the 22nd James Bond film and the second Daniel Craig film, Quantum of Solace. That one. Yes, released in 2008, 11 years ago. And it was supposed to celebrate the 100th birthday of Ian Fleming. It doesn't. At all. There's a reference to one thing related to the Bond franchise in this movie, but that's it. This film is basically 106 minutes. So one of the more shorter films. It's basically, out of all the films released, Daniel Craig film, it's actually the shortest. Only like an hour and 46 minutes. Like, dang, it's so short. This film, I should point out though, was coming out around the same time the writer's strike was coming out, and the fact that Craig and the director of the film, Mark Foster, had the rights to the film themselves because they had no writers. One of the biggest problems with this movie, and like a lot of people pointing this out when it comes to Quantum of Solace, it has terrible editing with it. Like, oh my gosh, the editing is so freaking terrible. There's some scenes that edit it really well, but man, okay. The film starts off, no gunfire sequence this time. It's like, okay, let's have a car chase. Start the movie off. And of course, Bond driving the car from the end of the last film. Car beat up. Yeah, going through basically, I think it's supposed to be someplace in Italy. Or it could be Mexico. And they get to like a MI6 base, I think it is. I don't know what it is. And M is there for some reason. Yes, why M is here? Why not somebody else in MI6? Why M? No idea. In the case of this film, like in the case of Die Another Day, there's really no reason for her to go out in the field. The last film was necessary because it was only like a couple times. She only did a couple times, and that was it. Of course, she was in safe areas. This film, she's basically in danger constantly. Like, okay, they're interrogating Mr. White, who was actually in Bond's trunk. They treat his wound. It's like, it was like, oh yeah. Talk about his organization. It's like, oh yeah, we have people everywhere. And one of Anne's bodyguards turns out to be an agent for an organization they identify as Quantum. Yes, Quantum. And Bomber, and of course he sees truth plays out. And there's this really awkward edited scene of look like that M may have been shot, but nope, bullet ricocheted off the IV pole. Yeah. One person thought that Bond may have tackled her, but nope. Yeah, very poor editing there. Then Bond chased him, and of course, this is a much better edit of this sequence. And fighting like across rooftops, of course they crush through the ceiling. They fight for a while, Bond shoots him, like after the fight for the gun, and yeah. That scene ends, and of course, then we interrogate, like, of course, Mr. White gets away, obviously. He pops up one at a time in the film, and that's how I see Mr. White. Yeah, he pops up one at a time in the movie. And then, like, interrogate, like, comes crime scene, and, like, talk about Flores, like, oh yeah, stuff like that. Then Bond goes to, like, I think this is supposed to be Mexico, or someplace in South America. And also, I do agree, the title cards in this movie are really bad. Yeah, the font looks freaking terrible. Like, okay. They go down there, and he runs into, well, the girl who's you can kind of say she's the Bond girl for the movie, Camille. Yeah, but Bond doesn't sleep with her. He sleeps with like one girl the whole movie. Yep. Yep, so, yeah, she basically meets up with the main villain of the film, Dominic Green. And he is not that interesting with villain. It's like, oh yeah, he has a henchman named Elvis, who's got a toupee. Yeah, there's nothing to this villain at all, Elvis. I agree, he is a terrible henchman. Whenever I see this movie, it's like, wow, he is so bad. Oh yeah, and how does he die in this movie? Get thrown into a fire. Yep. Dominic Green is probably the only villain who does not Bond this and kill on screen. And apparently M has this thing where Bond keeps killing like their leads, though he basically has no choice in the matter because they try to kill him. And he gets chastised for it. Okay. Then of course you like, okay, need some help, so contact Matt, that's in the last movie. Despite the fact that he outed him as a traitor, though he's acquitted. And Bond's like, hey, wanna come and live with me? Like, Vincent's like, okay, fine. He's got a wife there. They go to Bolivia, and, well, yep. And they go there, that's when they run the Camille. He basically steals a car, picks up Camille. Oh yeah, I think I might have to kill you. And of course, instead of like worrying for her life, she goes like, "Find Tommy Green's like, yep." She apparently had slept with him for some reason. Yeah, some of the plot of this movie is so bizarre. hmm Unlike the last one where the plot was interesting, this film is just somewhat boring. Like, okay, then she confronts the general. She meets the general for the first time, the one who actually terrorized her family when she was younger. Yes, a man who raped her mother and sister, and killed her father right in front of her. Yeah, I agree with basically the criticism of this particular scene. He should not be here at all. Well, confronting. Oh yeah, and apparently that Dominic Green really wants him to be back in control of the country. And apparently he's a former dictator. I mean, who is he? Batista? I'm not talking about the wrestler Batista. No, I'm talking about the guy who used to be dictator of Cuba. It seems like to me. Also, Felix Leiter in this movie doesn't do very much. Pops up for a few scenes. Talks to Bond briefly for one scene. And he basically is like, his boss, of course, his senior partner is like, okay, he's probably thinking, okay, nice, cool thing. Of course, we'll agree, we'll recognize anything. And Felix like, really? Why in the world would we agree with him for? Yeah, his partner is so stupid and so easily corruptible. Yeah, it's okay. He'll take a bribe. Just like, oh yeah, we'll recognize him as leader of the country, despite the fact he sucks as a leader. Yep. Meets on a private plane. Yeah. Felix just stands around. I like the last one he did somewhat, and then the last one. This one he does virtually nothing. He just goes to a bar, drinks some water, think, oh yeah, he thinks, oh, some kids feeding that. Not really. Yeah, it's like he just doesn't care to drink actual water in this country. Yeah, it's the whole thing. This movie is involving water. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also the Another Way to Die is done by Jack White and Alicia Keys. I think it's an okay song. I don't think it's terrible. I know Calvin Dyson doesn't like it at all. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, there's a really interesting little scene where Bond is at, I think it's supposed to be an outdoor opera, and he gets on the conversation with the people from Quantum. A lot of them be like high-level officials in the British government. And here's kind of the strange thing. These people, after this one scene, are never seen again after this. It's like, okay, yeah, and of course Bob makes just like, why don't we meet someplace else? And they all leave, except Mr. White. Last time I see him in the movie, you won't see him again until frickin' Spectre. But I heard in the original ending that some Bond was going to kill him. Along with whoever really was in charge of Quantum. Yeah. Then, well, Bond goes to a party with Summer Fields, well, Agent Fields, basically Strawberry Fields. Yeah, reference the Beatles song, and also the same place where John Lennon was assassinated. I've been to the place where John Lennon was assassinated. Yeah, this was a few years ago. Let's see. Yeah, I do agree with the criticism of the party scene. It is terribly edited. It's like, yeah, we have random shots, people who are extras, and they just random extras. They contribute nothing to the movie. And of course, Elvis appears in the scene. He gets knocked over by Agent Fields, and he wears a toupee. Yep. Eventually, Bond teams with Camille, flies the plane out, fights people over in the desert, and then they go to this hotel in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, if I were a hotel owner, I would not build in the middle of the frickin' desert. Yeah, where there's... Apparently this is some observation place. If this was an actual hotel, I don't think this hotel would make any money. Being in the middle of nowhere. And this is where the final fight takes place. At this outdoor style hotel. Yes, an outdoor hotel. Yeah, the general's there. Get a chance to be with the bar girl. The girl brings him beer. And he tries to rape her. Yes. And then Camille has a fight with him. Of course, he also is more poor edited stuff. And like, oh, there's a shot go off. And nope. And like, Bond thinks, oh yeah, maybe Camille's, but nope, Camille's perfectly fine. General's dead. And of course, Bond chases Dominic Green from this place is burning up to a crisp. Captures Green, and he just apparently interrogated him off screen, and he gets all information about Quantum, and he gives him a can of oil. He says, like, I bet you'll basically walk 10 miles before drinking that. And he probably does because his oil found stomach later. Then he goes to confront some random person. By the way, the person in the scene, when he goes to confront this woman from the Canadian Secret Service, yeah, this is a lady who later starred in the show Castle as Kate Beckett. Yep, same actress. Where it's like, okay, we have a woman basically who's engaged to this guy, and then she's like, a lot of people probably saw the scenes like, really? Some random guy points out that your boyfriend might be a terrible person, and you just believe him just because he tells, oh yeah, there's a Maury organization. And then the guy gets arrested. Apparently he's one of the people who killed Vesper Lloyd. Oh yeah, so he points out that, yeah, oh, that's a pretty necklace he gave you. A friend of mine gave a friend of mine the same necklace. Yep. Of course, he gets arrested. Apparently, oh yeah, and also, how does that do with Sorry Fields? Okay, after they have a passionate night of sex, of course, the way he had her is this. Okay, like, take a hotel, like, and then he goes to, like, a crappy hotel. He's like, I'm not staying here. And then he goes to a nice hotel, and he tells the clerks, like, we're married, we're teachers, and we won the lottery, and he's an associate teacher of ours. Can we get your biggest suite, please? It's like, okay. And then later on, basically, can you have something? And of course, they proceed to have sex. And then next time we see Sarah Fields, after she had the party scene, she apparently is covered in oil, and you get barely a good shot of her. I get the fact, yes, that Mark Frost is going to nod to Goldfinger, but at least that wasn't terribly additive of a scene. Yep. Movie ends basically Bond apparently going back to work for some reason. Oh yeah, and apparently M's. Oh yeah, can't trust him anymore. I know talk about this movie is just that. Wow, it's like, okay, I can kind of understand what goes on better in Thunderball than this movie. Because if you watch this film, you get bored really quickly, and I'm barely remembering what stuff happened in this movie. Oh yeah, and also, I think the ending is okay. It's not terrible. Next film is a heck of a lot better, Skyfall. Yes, out of the 4 Dan Craig films, I think Quantum of Solace is the worst one. I mean, say what you will with this film for Skyfall, but not Skyfall, Spectre, but at least you know what the heck is going to keep what is going on. This film, like, I think about it, I'm like, man, I'm so bored with this thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's not that good of a movie. That's the thing. It's not that good. I would say I would do a ranking of basically the 4 Dan Craig films when I get to Skyfall, but this one's probably gonna be low, really low. Okay, so yeah, that's it for specific review. 2 reviews coming. Next review will be review of newest episode of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, but to the next review. Bye.